Okay, I really don't feel like doing the introduction tonight, so I am not going to. I actually was going to do this in the private group. If you're new to me on YouTube, this is probably not the best first video to watch. But I'm going to talk about volume really quickly, and this was inspired by, of course, a post that I put in our private team chat on Facebook, and I was asking the team what we have our weekly meeting Sunday night at 8. So I was asking the team, what would you like us to talk about? And a lot of people said volume. Okay, and I've said before that the quality of your answers are determined by the quality of your questions. So what about the volume is what I want to know. And usually what happens, and by the way, if y'all have questions about volume right now, you can ask them whether you're on my team or not. When I say quick Q&A, it is going to be quick, because let me tell you something that I have found out, y'all. Something I've learned. A lot of people complain about sponsors who don't respond to them. I'm not going to comment on that, because everybody has a right to run their business the way they want to. However, what I've noticed is when some, not all, but when some, not all, people get with a sponsor who does answer them, they take advantage. Meaning they totally relinquish all accountability and responsibility for their own business, and they just automatically defer to their sponsor on everything. What is this? What is that? Da-da-da. And so I will tell you this right now. When you ask a question, you want to listen for long-term comprehension, not a short-term answer. It's the whole teach a man to fish thing, right? So I'll get people who will be like say for me, I do a lot of videos, right? There are some that are public. There are a whole bunch that are private, and they're only for my team, because I'm showing them things in my back office. I'm showing them things that most sponsors would never show you. Some because they don't have time to show you, and then others because they don't do what they're telling you to do. So they can't show you because they don't do it, okay? Now, for the private videos that I shoot, I send them to my team, and I can always tell who watches the videos. And it's so interesting, because it has nothing to do with whether or not the person is working on a full-time job, or whether or not they have kids or they're married. It has everything to do with the person's mindset. Some people just make excuses. Some people just have thin skin, and they think that the world is against them. And they're never going to succeed like that, okay? They're never, ever. If they always think that their situation is more important than someone else's, or they have an excuse as to why they can't get something done, then they're never, ever going to succeed at anything they do. That's not being mean. That's not throwing shade. Y'all need to distinguish between throwing shade and telling the truth, because nowadays the lines have gotten blurred. So listen for long-term comprehension, not short-term answers. Am I freezing to anyone else besides Sheena? Am I freezing to anyone else besides Sheena? Because I took my Wi-Fi off. Yes, I'm in the country, but I took my Wi-Fi off, so it shouldn't be an issue. So let's talk about volume. I'm not going to be on here long, so I want to know what your questions are. Let me go ahead and let the people in my circle who will be on tomorrow night's training know this. What I'm not going to do is stand in front of you and teach like you do in school. Do y'all ever notice, like, in school, you spent so many years, like 12, some of y'all 13, 14 years, sitting at a desk, listening to a teacher who was standing at the front of the room, right? And then you would just listen for what? To learn the answers to the test, to learn how to pass that class. Then you graduate to high school and you didn't know jack squat diddly about nothing. Okay. That is the reason why you want to employ or deploy active learning. So when you're asked a question, if you are on tomorrow night's training, I will tell you this. And Director MJ said it already. Make sure you have already reviewed the comp plan, and make sure you have already reviewed volume in your purple book. I am telling you this because I will not do what a lot of people want you to do is say, this is what volume is. This is how volume works. And they want you to draw volume on the board and all this stuff. when you are talking about how you get paid, dollar bills, y'all, the best thing for you to do is do different things in your back office, do different things in your customer site, and you answer the question, how does this affect my volume and translate into affecting my paycheck? Jennifer Mustafa is on the Facebook Live. Jennifer Mustafa is someone who I have very little communication with, and every time I do, it's very, very meaningful. You know why? Because despite her, and I'm going to put your business out there a little bit, but despite her being a single mom, working in healthcare, which is hell right now, working the night shift, long hours, all types of stuff. Despite her having 50 million things going on in her life, she still somehow finds the time to watch pretty much every single replay. How do I know? Because she does not ask me questions, and when she does, her questions are very direct and specific. So therefore, my answer is very short, and it tells her exactly what she needs to do, The people who do not watch the videos in advance of the problem. See, what a lot of people do is they say, hey, Kim, I got this going on. How do I fix it? And now when I send them a video, they want it fixed right now. So they don't want to watch the video because they don't have time. You see what I'm saying? Jennifer Mustafa is one of those people that says, if Kim cut a video about it, it must be important. So she watches it ahead of time and she stores it in her memory bank. Jennifer Mustafa, Candy B, Janelle Dixon, Alexis Marie, all of those people hit ranks this past week in the Better Bodybuilders. All of those people, Jennifer Mustafa, Candy B, Janelle, both Janelles, Janelle out of New York and Janelle out of Georgia, and Alexis Marie. There's some others. Forgive me if I did not. Yeah, Janelle said it must be important. Yeah, girl, it is. So there are some others I didn't name, but all of those people took their own money after watching my videos and did different things in the back office to see in action what I talked about in theory in the video. You see the difference? That's why they ranked up, because they are not they're not afraid to take their money and put some skin in the game. They're not afraid to take their money and say, okay, I got the lesson. Now let me go out there and apply it. This is the reason why. You remember how when you graduated college and you were so mad because you're like, I have this degree that says I know this subject, but nobody will hire me because I don't have experience. Well, the reason why they wouldn't hire you because you don't have experience is because if you haven't done the thing that you claim to know, then pretty much they don't think you know it. Theory is totally different than application. And if you are an entrepreneur and you say, but I'm scared, then that means you're not an entrepreneur. Okay? Entrepreneurs take risks. That is how entrepreneurs learn. Do you understand that? As a matter of fact, Candy B had to learn the hard way. Okay? Because when she did what she thought she heard in the video, that wasn't what she heard in the video. And she found out. And guess what? It is a lesson that she will never, ever, ever, ever forget. Now, many of you ask questions about volume despite listening to trainings on volume, watching videos on volume, and all that stuff. Do you know why you watch so many videos on volume? For some of you never do. But do you know why you watch so many videos on volume and you still don't know what's going on? I just told you. Because you don't play with the volume yourself. Until you actually apply something, you will never learn how it works. You cannot learn to swim by reading a book on how to swim. It's asinine. But that's what you're trying to do in your business. Oh, that's what it is, Michelle? I don't know how to do that either. How to get your phone to stop doing that. So I will tell you guys this. If you're going to be on my training tomorrow night, make sure you have looked up what it says in the purple book about the volume. And for a second there, because I do this often, I'm so used to doing this with my clients. But see, there's a difference between a client and a consultant. A client, I'm waiting on the questions about volume. Because I already said I'm not going to get up here and just teach. If anybody has questions and you jumped on because you saw the title and you have questions, now I know on Instagram you had no clue why you were jumping on, but on Facebook Live, if you jumped on because you have questions about volume, you need to ask those questions and then I'll answer them. This is the same thing I'm going to do tomorrow night, guys. I'm not going to stand before you and go through a whole everything I've learned about volume in the last 5 years. But I will tell you this, it is a good bit, and it is the reason why last week happened in the Better Bodybuilders, why we were able to pop so many ranks, and why we were able to do it, and how we did it, okay? And how we did it, all right? So at first I was going to post the links to the purple book, and I said that absolutely not. Because again, as an entrepreneur, you need to take ownership, and you need to take responsibility, accountability, all of that for your business. So your purple book is in your welcome email. Go back to your email and look it up. Your comp plan is in your back office. You should know how to access that. Here's a clue. There's something that says Help Center there, and it is very helpful. Okay? So go through the comp plan, go through the purple book, and tomorrow night, when I get on that Zoom, I want some high quality questions about volume, very specific questions about volume, so I can give you very specific answers. And when you ask your question, I want you to tell me what you've already tried. See how that's going to work? See how that's going to work? Because gone are the days of you guys being lectured to and passively sitting back and just taking notes on something that you never plan to deploy in your business. I don't know who you're waiting to put volume in your business, but I'll tell you this. You can't say, well, I guess I'll learn about volume when I get my team, because God will never, ever, ever give you more than you can handle. And if he does, it is only so that you will learn a lesson when you lose it. I promise you that. So if you cannot lead yourself in your business, when you are by yourself, if you cannot figure out how this thing works, why would God make you responsible for other people? Why would God make you responsible? Why? And you don't have to have people on your team to get people to join your team, but you got to demonstrate some type of knowledge to get good people on your team. And you have a responsibility to those people when they join to say, here's what I know from my experience. Doesn't mean you have to know everything. But if the longer you are in this business, put it like this, the longer you are in this business by yourself, the more you should know when you get a team. Right? Does that make sense? Meanwhile, you got people joining the business. They know nothing, and they're recruiting like crazy, because they're leveraging someone else's expertise. You see how that works? J Baby said, I've been in my back office for about an hour studying the products and how my new customers changed my volume. See that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. So what questions do you, and that's the reason why J Baby is seeing growth, is seeing progress, and not only seeing it, but like keeping it. J Baby paid her rent twice now using her TLC commissions. You have people that sometimes they get a big check or they get a rank. The next week, you don't hear anything about it. Don Fee was on our team. He's paid his car note for 24 months straight using only his TLC commissions. This is a pastor in his 60s who's making money from home using only his smartphone before Corona. Okay? That's called consistency. That's called a person who is looking for understanding, not the answer. Do you see what that means? Okay, going through the purple book and the comp plan, taking ownership. Good job, Lisa. And Lisa, I'm not even really talking to you. I don't have any issues with you. Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So this is what I want to tell my team, and I'm going to share this with Team Excitement. If you were one of the people that commented that you had a question about volume, because so far no one has asked me questions. I might end this just on GP. I might make up some questions that I know people ask and just answer right quickly, so that people who are not on our team can get some type of help and assistance. But let me tell you this, though. Even if I give you the answer, it will not make sense until you apply it. Okay? Like, I don't cook, y'all. I got to work on it. But when I read recipes, I don't even know what they're talking about. They're giving me the instructions. They're giving me the directions. But because I'm not familiar at all with cooking terminology, it still doesn't make, put a dollop of this. Fold in what? What do you mean fold? These aren't clothes. What the heck is a dollop? I know what a smidgen is. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So if you don't speak that lingo, if you're not used to hearing that lingo, even when somebody gives you the answer, it still won't make sense. Hello. So, class, y'all laughing at me. What's going on, Rosalie? Stockbridge, right? So, what questions do you have about volume? I'll start really, and like I said, this is going to be quick. And if you're completely unfamiliar, I can tell you, and it still won't make sense. I just explained why. One of the common questions is, what is volume? Why don't they just call it dollars, Kim? Well, because we're a worldwide company, and because everybody doesn't use the dollar, right? There's other currencies. In Trinidad, there's the TT. In Europe, there's the euro, right? The Chinese have the yen. So if you're a company that operates in many different cultures and countries, why would you be in France talking about you got $10 in the back office? So volume is a universal language. You only when you have to use a universal language, it's because your company is really huge. It's a great thing. But Kim, it's confusing. Not if you pay attention. Y'all gotta broaden your horizons. Now, another question that I hear people often asking, well, how do I get volume? Two ways. Either you sell products to customers or you move products through the back office for your personal usage. Well, why do I have to use the products? Why wouldn't you use something that you're trying to sell to somebody else? You want to be a fraud? You want to validate all the people who say you're a scammer? You want to sell people something that you won't even trust to take yourself? Why wouldn't you use the products? But why do I have to buy it through my back office? Why can't I just buy it as a customer? Because then the company would go bankrupt. Geniuses, right? If you had no meat in the game, if you had no skin and no meat in the game, if you had no skin in the game, right? Then how would the company manage? When you Brandy, stop laughing at me. Yep, honey, it was straight Spanish when I talked about being binary and how important it was. Right. That's right. We need to be a product of the product. Exactly. Jay, baby, you don't hear twice. I hear you, girl. But you need to be a product of the product. That is the problem with many of y'all. You trying to get somebody else to do something you don't want to do. Do you understand that there are laws and principles and rules that govern all this crap? Y'all sitting up here talking about I'm a good person and I need it and my children are my why and why it makes me cry. Nobody cares, y'all. Do you know that? Nobody cares. Why does she have it? Why does she ain't as good a person as me? I volunteer at the homeless shelter. Okay, great. That'll get you into heaven, but that won't get no money in your bank account on earth. Okay? These are principles and laws. Do y'all know there are people who don't even believe in God that tithe? You know why? Because they understand it's a principle of sowing and reaping in the 10th. Y'all have, and I don't mean, when I say y'all, I don't mean everybody. I'm talking to the people who are committing the offenses that I'm talking about. And you know what's so funny? The majority of people who come on these lives don't even need the lesson I'm giving because they're doing the right things, right? It's always the straight A students who show up for extra credit. Crazy. I'm not saying y'all are crazy. I'm saying it's crazy how the people who need it aren't the ones who show up, right? That's another question. So, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, why do I have to pay an auto ship? For the same reason that McDonald's pays a franchise fee. And actually, you don't have to pay an auto ship. You don't have to be in the business. But if you would use your common sense, right? And you would think, when we launched in 2014 and in the United States, the company had been around for years prior to that. But when we launched in 2014, I remember in Atlanta going to the first meeting and the line was wrapped around the building. And man, everybody, their mama and their great granny rose from the dead to come and join this company and sell this tea. And there was a guy standing outside. He said, man, we selling this tea like crack, man. And I was like, what is going on? A lot of those people joined and they quit. How does the company track who is still in the business and who is still not in the business? By your auto ship. See that? That's how they track who to pay, who's still active, by your auto ship. So if there were no auto ship, then that means everybody in 2014 who joined, everybody in 2015 who joined when I was there in 2015, everybody who's joined since the beginning of time, since the beginning of TLC. That means everybody would be paid out commissions just because they joined that first time. Even the man who said, man, we're selling this tea like crack, man. See that? The company, this is actually a real business. See? And the way they do projections and figure out who to pay what is using the auto ship. You don't have to pay the auto ship though. You can stay at home and hope and pray that your bills just magically start to be covered by your paycheck, even though for years they haven't been. It's all good. You always have an option, right? But every option has a consequence. And I said, this is not for people who make excuses. This broadcast is not for people with thin skin. So if you're like, you didn't have to say it like that. I don't like the way she said, jump off. Jump off. Please, jump off. I say it how I say it because I get that right. And you get the right to not listen. So you don't have to leave little nasty comments. I don't like your attitude. I don't like your laziness. I have a visceral reaction to people who want something for nothing. It just makes me sick. It's disgusting. Right? I'm going to scare the IG peeps. That's why I stayed away from IG for the longest, right? All right, so what's another question? Okay. So how do I get volume? Okay, so you can sell it to your customers. That's 10 points in the back office. Or you can move it, it translates to 10 points in the back office. Or you can move volume through your back office in the form of orders in the back office or auto ships. And that's 40 points. How do I rank up? Well, you can either sell to a whole lot of customers. Let's say your rank requires 500 points, right? Everybody want to be apprentice, right? Because that's the first rank. So you're like 500 points. I got this. I can do that. 500. You got two ways to do it. I just told you. Who is paying attention? So products to customers at 10 points a product, or move products through the back office at 40 points a product. So if you want to hit apprentice, and that's 500, divide 500 by 10. That means you need to move how many products? 50. 50 products, right? A lot of y'all can't get 5 customers. No shade, just truth, right? And if you're not G5 qualified and you got an attitude because I said that, don't be, because you just proved my point. So if you can't get 5 customers, how probable is it that you're going to move 50 products, right? Blair said, your facial expressions, though. I know it's a gift from God, girl. Somebody told me I look like a real life Muppet. I was like, thank you. I don't care. But, yeah, I definitely have some distinctive features, and I know I exaggerate them, okay? So chances are you're not going to move 50 products. So then what a lot of people resort to doing is moving product through the back office. So how much do you need to hit the apprentice? 500 divided by 40, because you get 40 points in the back office. What is that? I don't know. Well, I need a calculator, and I'm using both of my phones right now. So that's like, you take off the 2 zeros, and that's like a 1, that's a 4, that's a 1. That drops down. What is that, y'all? Is it like 12 or 13? No, that ain't right. No, it's like 12 or 13 products, right? I know it's a delay. Basically, it's a lot fewer. It's a lot fewer than 50 products. You see that? Now, I just snorted. Did y'all hear that? See, I always address the elephant in the room. Because the internet has no chill. Y'all will say it if I don't. Thank you, Jennifer. It's 12.5. You're not G5, but you slang T, but you could be G5. Unless they're repeat customers, right? So here's the whole deal, guys. You snort too, Blair? So here's the whole deal. You know, a lot of people hear that. I'll say, okay, well, I'll go the easy way. I'll go through the back office. But 12 to 13 products. Again, either you got to get customers that will buy 12 to 13 products, or you got to buy the 12 to 13 products. Okay, that's 12, 13, that's not that many products. Yeah, but it's $60 a pop, right? $60 a pop. So somebody do the math on that. Now, your husband going to be looking at you crazy. Your wife going to be looking at you crazy. Now, remember this too, guys. The ring is only for a week. A week? it trips me out every time somebody says, I thought the rent was for the whole month. What in tarnation made you think that when in your back office, every single day that you log in, oh, I forgot, you don't log in. See that? See how that works? Well, I said this was going to be a quick Q&A. All right, I lied. Sue me. But y'all getting me riled up. Y'all ruffling my feathers. Y'all have put some beads in my britches. Okay? And we had a long day of training. Awesome training. So I didn't think I was going to come home. But y'all got me hot under the collar. So I had to address some things so that my spirit could rest in peace when I have my date with Mr. Sandman tonight. All right. Thank you, Jennifer Mustafa. Every time Jennifer Mustafa has my back, $780 is what it would take for you to hit apprentice. Ooh. That rank just cost you $780 for the week. And guess what? If you don't have another $780 or you haven't developed some mad sales skills, then next week you're right back to being nothing. Well, not nothing. What is it called? Associate? What is it? Tour taker? I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever is below apprentice, right? Now, how again, when people say things to me like, or I see people, I be on a lot of Facebook Lives, but I don't comment because half the time you know what I'm doing? I'm working while I'm listening. Y'all are on Facebook Lives being somebody else's fan instead of creating your own fan base. But if I'm on somebody else's Facebook Live, usually I'm messaging a customer, I'm uploading a video, I'm doing something. Just a total side note. Just a total side note. Hold on. But if you don't have a team, that back office volume will flush quickly. Right. But we got into this to, I want to ask y'all something. Didn't you get into MLM to make a team? Otherwise, you can just buy stuff on Alibaba, sell it at the van at the QT, at the Quick Trip gas station, right? Otherwise, you could just be a street hustler. I came to MLM for leverage. I came to MLM for the back office. Speaking of the back office, let's go back to my initial thing. When I see people saying things like, I didn't know the rent was only for a week. Well, there's a handy dandy thing called a timer. And it literally pops out at you. And it has a countdown clock every time you log in. Isn't that amazing? And it says time until weekend. And underneath that, there's some columns. And the columns run from Friday until Thursday, and it says this is your pay week. And there's like, you know, I can't sarcasm is just natural to me. It's just like breathing, right? So I would say I apologize if my sarcasm offends you, but this is the stuff, right, that really makes me bothered when people say I don't have a team. But they can't answer these simple questions like, my rank only lasts a week. They don't know. And I heard the story of a girl whose auto ship had not run for a month. How your auto ship don't run for a whole... Some people catch the auto ship when it don't hit on that day, maybe 2 or 3 days later, like, wait a minute. My auto ship should have came out yesterday. My auto ship should have came out 48 hours. This chick, not somebody on my team, because, yeah, they know better. They can make some mistakes, but they know better. In a month? 30 calendar days? And you didn't realize your auto, then you got the nerve to have attitude. That's an abomination. How you don't log in your back office and see a big red check for a month? What y'all talking about? Girl, you be killing me. That's what my ex-husband said. No, I shouldn't have said that, but it's out of my mouth now. I ain't had a team for almost 2 years, man. Yeah. But what did I tell you? Your season of isolation is your season of preparation. You prepared in those 2 years, right? So that's why now what you have in Sasha, DJ, 3J, look at the success that they're having. Sasha hitting G5, don't know what she doing. And I shouldn't say she doesn't know what she's doing. Sasha over here. Don't get mad at me, Sasha, girl. You doing good, girl. But you know, Sasha's not really into it like that. She just knows she's following instruction. But you're the retail queen, so that's why Sasha is the retail queen. See? If you aren't doing nothing in 2 years but saying, Lord bless my business, Lord bless my business, Lord bless my business, but you weren't willing to move with your feet, right? Then when Sasha and DJ came on your team, you still wouldn't know what to tell them. You would have received the blessing and not known what to do with it. So the blessing would have passed over you and gone to somebody else. Because that's what really happens, guys. Do you know how many people who were in TLC years ago and come back and join my team? They were with someone else, and maybe it wasn't their time, or maybe it was their time, and their sponsor did not take the responsibility. You know, sponsor comes from the word responsibility. Learn words, learn etymology, y'all. It'll blow your mind. All of my success mentors know the meaning of words and words that have birthed other words. It's amazing. When you know that stuff, you don't use your words so carelessly. So, your season of isolation is your season of preparation, right? And if you're not preparing, then the blessing will blow over you. Some people say, nobody on my team is good. Maybe there are great people on your team. But if you have not developed the skills to pull the best out of people, who are you to talk? And that's what I'm saying. When you're alone, if you cannot put your head down and shut up and read, it's fundamental, right? Y'all didn't grow up with the reading rainbow? Huh? I forgot. All y'all are young. Y'all youngins. Some of y'all grew up with the reading rainbow. Y'all need to get back to that. Okay? Put your head down and read. And then go and apply. Put your head down and read. And then go and apply. Play with your back office. Click on stuff. Nicole said it today. Brandy said, Deech. This one said, Jennifer, you didn't know that QT stood for Quick Trip. What you were just saying, Club QT? That is funny. Okay, Blair said she loves reading. Yes, but a lot of people don't love applying, and that's where the real learning comes in. So you get 10 points for customer purchases, 40 points for back office things, right? You were singing the Reading Rainbow, the Reading Rainbow. I gotta look it up. Is it I can fly almost anywhere? Take a look, it's in the book, the Reading Rainbow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was that it? Look at God. Look how your brain works. See, you are wonderfully and beautifully created and made. You can remember so much stuff that was embedded in your subconscious mind from years ago. And you mean to tell me you didn't see that big red X next to where it say active? What's another question that y'all be asking? Man, y'all be asking, what is it? How much I get paid? What's my commission on this? What's my commission on that? And that's basic math, right? Look at the volume, divide the volume by half. What's another question y'all ask? This will be the time to ask me questions. Another question y'all ask is what? It was something that was good that I wanted to, oh my gosh, what do y'all ask? Oh, this is my favorite question. Why I can't get paid on my power leg? See, I knew it was a scam. Why they paying me on the weaker leg? That's not right. Again. And you know, half the time a person saying that has like a negative bank account. And I'm not, don't get mad if you have a negative bank account. Make it positive. But when I had a negative bank account, I had a lot to say about what people did with their money. You know that? When I couldn't manage my money, I had a lot to say about the banks charging late fees and, you know, go figure. I had a lot to say about credit cards charging high interest rates. Now I understand perfectly. I said, Kim, you know, if you want to have more money, you got to learn more money. You have to learn how money works, learn how to attract money, learn how to keep money, learn how to invest money, learn how to multiply money, right? So the reason why the company pays you on the pay leg and not the power leg is because the same thing that you are scared of, your sponsor is scared of. And I don't mean scared literally, but just the fact that the company cannot go bankrupt. And it's kind of like the auto ship thing, right? I gave you an auto ship analogy that if anybody who ever signed up in the company just paid one time and then got paid commissions anytime anybody clicked their link for the, in perpetuity, for forever, then the company will go bankrupt. You got to have some skin in the game. So it's the same thing with the pay leg. You are responsible for your pay leg. You get paid on your pay leg. The pay leg is the weaker leg because just like you don't want your sponsor to pimp you, you don't want your sponsor to just put you in the business and just make money off you and just, ride you like a cow. Is it ride you like a cow? Ride you like a horse? Milk you like a cow. That's what I always be combining and saying it's all wrong. But you don't want your sponsor to milk you like a cow. Like, come on down, throw that volume up here so I can pay off my mansion. You don't want your sponsor to look down at you and ride you like a horse, but you want to ride your sponsor? You want to pimp your sponsor? See, that's why just again, use your brain. Think. This stuff is not rocket science. If you got, like some people got like 50,000, 100,000 on their power leg, and then their pay leg is 40. Okay. So the power leg where you got spillover from all these people working and you got 50,000, and then the side that you're responsible for, you did 40. But you want to be paid on everybody. You want to say, ignore the fact that I'm not working and pay me on everybody else's stuff. How would the company survive? What sense does that make? If you can explain it to me, I will give you $20. I promise you. If you can explain it to me in a way that makes sense now, how you should not get paid on your work, but the work that everybody else is doing, and you can make it make sense, I'll give you $20. I'll gladly, and say that I was wrong. How many points I need? I have 400 and I'm running for apprentice. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you asking somebody else that? I'm not sure. But that is why you get paid on your pay leg, because things should be fair. You have to earn your keep. MLM is not a lottery ticket. That's really the thing. MLM is not a lottery ticket. So now I don't see a problem with getting paid on your pay leg if you plan on working. Now if you come here not to work, then you shouldn't be here. Go someplace else. If you don't, hey, it's really just that simple. Another question, it's not the pay leg one. What was the other one that y'all asked? Oh, why when I get paid, do they take the volume off of both sides? Again, this is common sense, my friend. Why wouldn't they? If you have 1,000 on one side and 500 on the other side, what rank are you? You're apprentice. So when you hit apprentice for that week, yes, they are going to take 500 off of both sides. That's only fair. If one side just kept growing again, like how is that? How does that make sense? You want to double dip? You want to get paid on it and still keep it on the power leg? That would bankrupt the company. Some people say, well, how did my pay leg flip-flop? Because it's volume, it's numbers, it's math. This is basic addition and subtraction. Let's say you got somebody who is selling like crazy or recruiting like crazy on your right side. If they quit the business and you lose all that volume from that person who is what we call a runner, then guess what? Yeah, with time, your power leg may become your pay leg. They may flip-flop. Somebody said, well, I think Janelle was answering someone. Somebody says, is it better to have a lot of spillover or build a business on yourself? With everything in the world, y'all, there are advantages and disadvantages. There are people in the company who have had to build both legs on their own. And guess what? They are super strong. They are super strong. They had nothing given to them. They can build both. They can do things that the average person can't do. And then there are people who had spillover. And they were, that spillover came at the right time in their lives to help them rank up so they could only focus on one side. But let's think about this, class. Okay, let's think about this real quick. For all the people who swear by their spillover, you do know, I've already spoken about it. What's going on, Camille Eichel? I took a page from your book, girl. But you do know, for all the people who swear by spillover, I got 50,000, I got 100,000, I got 500,000. Okay, that's awesome. But let's say what I've seen from a lot of people who have spillover real strong on one side, they completely ignore that side. And they over here working at pay leg, which is what people tell you to do. Working my pay leg. I'm working my pay leg. Okay, I got 50,000 this week. Okay, now I got 20 on this side, right? I got 20 over here. All right. And then the week ends and you get paid out on that 20. So the 20 side goes to zero. And now the 50,000 side, that 65,000 side. Ooh, 65,000 side on my power leg. So now you working. And this week 2, you got 40. Good job. You double your work, right? You got 40. So you get paid out on your pay leg, right? That you get paid out on that 40. And at the end of the week, it takes 40 from both sides. So now your pay leg is 0. And now you got, instead of 65,000, you got 75,000. You like, what? I'm almost at 6 figures and points on my power leg. And then let's say you recruit a whole bunch of runners on your pay leg side. And everybody that you recruit, right? You putting everybody on the pay leg. Everybody go to the pay leg. To the window, to the wall, to the pay leg, so I can get it all. All that volume. Everybody going to the pay leg. There's no need in putting them on the power leg. It's already powerful, right? So you start getting some runners. They start getting some runners. And before you know it, right? Now, your team on this side is so strong. Boom. You hit executive director. 5,000 points. So you like, yeah, buddy. You hit executive director, 5,000 points. And then this side, the power leg, it's 5,000 points is taken from there. 5,000 points is taken from your pay leg. Now, depending on how you hit it, right? Depending on how you hit it. Because we already discussed the fact that you could have hit it multiple ways. You could have had like a gang of customers come through because you the man, you the woman. Or you could have had a whole bunch of people get stimulus checks and buy a whole bunch of products in their back office that they can't even move. Now, get tax refund checks, get bonus checks at work. I don't know. Maybe somebody, baby daddy started paying child support. Who knows? Right? So, if you got executive director or whatever rank you got because a whole bunch of people were doing that, then the next week comes, if those people don't have that same money, and like I said, if they don't move that product in a week, they don't have the same capital to infuse into their business. I tell my team this all the time. If you're going to be in business, learn business terms, please. Stop saying put money in, how much you can put in. Let's start saying things like capital. How much capital can you infuse in your business, right? Just sounds a little prettier, a little fancier, fancy schmancy. So, if those people put money in the back office like that, and if next week, because the ranks only last, how long, class? A week. If they cannot do the same thing next week, then you got a problem, right? You won't be that rank again. But if by chance it's legitimate, it's a strong foundation, and those people, that volume keeps going up. Let's say in 1 week you go from executive, and then the next week you are regional, and you like, woohoo! I'm ranking fast ranks. Nobody can stop me now. Woohoo! Right? And then so it's chipping away at your power leg. Now you go to regional, right? Then you go to national. So you 20,000 on your pay leg. What? I remember when I only had 20, now I got 20,000. You still throwing people on the pay leg. Because the power leg taking off, right? So you get 20,000, it takes off of both sides. And there's going to come a time, it's called the tipping point, right? You said you've been listening on today's training and did not get this notification. You're so funny, Victoria. It's okay. You know I'm going to throw it on YouTube, girl, because I like the most bang for my buck. Bang. So, let's say you get to national, right? And you're in the habit of throwing everybody on your pay leg. You know, when in your back office settings, you say, out of right. It's been like that for years. So now you hit national. And basically, what I want y'all to understand is since it takes the volume from both sides, there's going to come a time, bye, when that power leg ain't going to be so powerful. And now you're going to be like, whoa, what happened to my power leg? It's pitiful. And so guess what you do? Start shucking and jiving. You're like, hold on, pay leg. Y'all hold it down. I got to go build my power leg back up. So you building the power leg. So you go back office settings, out of left, quick. Build my power leg. Build my power leg. Build my power leg. Because you know what? The power leg, where you getting spillover from, I'm sure some people quit that were working that power leg. You know why? Because people quit. They quit everything. They quit everything. Okay? Okay. So you're going to work even harder for that power. See, this is why you got to be on your PD constantly. This is why you got to be on your PD consistently. This is why I have a very strong money message. And I say, if you are a liar, if you are lazy, if you have thin skin, if you, what else? If you're not teachable and coachable, if you're going to come to me and tell me all the things you don't do and you don't want, and I'm a private person, don't join my team. Don't join my team. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not selling magical beans on a flying carpet. If you come over here, you got to work. Nisha said, if you don't build it strong, it won't last long. Exactly. What did this person say? Who is this? So excited for this live. Not on your team, not on your time, but I'll be watching you. Watching you. Thank you, stalker. No, I'm just playing. I'm totally just playing, girl. Don't get mad. Totally just playing. Totally. Yeah, I'm way goofier in the nighttime. But listen, guys. You know, what is better? It doesn't really matter, man. I know people who can take anything and make it great. And I know people who can take the greatest position of it all and still suck. I mean, they're horrible. They're pitiful. They're all the bad adjectives. Winners have a habit of winning. Losers have a habit of losing. It's just that simple, guys. And once I learned that, it freed me up from a lot of this mess that you guys find yourselves in. I was able to concentrate more on people that have a habit of winning or people who want to develop the habit. And you can always tell the people who want to develop a habit. You know why? Because they not only say it, they do it. When you give them instruction, they don't get offended. They're able to admit their wrongs. They're able to take what you say and apply it the next time. They don't come back wasting your time. See? It's a habit. And as a leader, your period of isolation is your period of preparation so you can have your elevation, right? If you're studying books and you're doing courses and you're investing in yourselves and you're talking to enough people so that you develop that visceral instinct so that you don't have to say much. As a matter of fact, most of the times you should shut up. The most talking I do is in my lives. But the people who are actually on my team or talk to me, Brandy, you think I'm delirious? Actually, no, I'm not. This is me normally. This is why I mostly be alone, Brandy, because not a lot of people can take me in person. Candy B will tell you I'm way worse in person. This is why I don't really be around human beings like that. But not magic beans on the carpet. Yeah, Blair. I thought it was Mike that said that. But guys, it doesn't take a lot, you know. If you pay attention to what people do as well as what they say, it will tell you who to spend your time with. It will tell you what you should be doing, who you should be ignoring. Okay? There are some people, I don't care what, they just will not listen to you. And you guys, if you're on my team, you know. If we're having a conversation and I'm trying to get you to see a different perspective, I might give you like 2-3 different explanations. And if you still like, no, but what I'm trying to say is, I say, all right, cool. Conversation done. Awesome. Argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. I'm not going to sit up here and go back and forth with you. You know, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Once you demonstrate to me that you're not open to another perspective, another frame to look at that thing, you ain't got to worry about me. And it doesn't mean I'm mad either. It just means I'm not going to let somebody deplete my energy so that when I finish with them, I have less to give to the next person. I don't come to that next person 100% myself. I'm not going to let you drain my battery. Nah, I'm too old for that. Ain't enough NRG in the world. Okay? Janelle said, I'm learning so much. Thank you, Janelle. Did it to me before. You know, I'm speaking facts, don't I, Janelle? I'm not going to sit up and go back and forth with you. That's not tennis. You want to sit there? No. All right, then, girl. It's simple. It is simple. And how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm like that way with my friends. I'm like that way in relationships. Some people get off on arguing with people. It's because it's adrenaline rush. Man, please. I'll drink a Coke for that. I'm good. You ain't got to worry about me. So what else about volume? I think that was all the things. What else about volume? Oh, and then the other questions that just trip me out. It's just people that don't pay attention. They be like, TLC, I got commission and TLC took my money. They took my money. I'd be like, do you have daily pay enabled? Yeah. Okay. What did your check drop by? 60. Oh, okay. How much you got paid on daily pay? 59. That's not 60. Right? Because they took $1 out for the fee, right? So they didn't take your money. It just appears on a different part of the report, right? You don't click in your back office, do you? What's the back office? It's pure comedy, man. It's pure comedy, man. Pure. Y'all are some of the funniest. If y'all took, I wish one of the things I did to learn stuff was I recorded myself, not just on videos, but audios too. Who is that laughing? That's what, these are real conversations, man. Real conversations. Victoria said, stop staring at me. It wasn't me. These are real conversations. People do stuff like that, man. For real. And then get mad, like, I'm waiting on you to answer. You already know the answer, right? But I got on a Star Wars shirt. It's just, I'm not a Star Wars-y person. I don't know what that is. What you call it? I'm not a Star Wars-y person. I just like retro shirts. But is it Star Wars? It was like, the answer is in you. Or is that Maya Angelou? I don't know. Somebody said the answer is within. Okay, it's like that, y'all. The answer is dang on and inside. That's how I say it because I'm Southern. All right. Any other questions about the volume? Guys, if you're on my team or you're going to be a part of that training tomorrow night, I'm telling you right now, I will not do a thesis or a dissertation or a Shakespeare soliloquy on volume. If you have a question about volume, you get your butt in that purple book, you get your butt in that comp plan tonight. And whatever question you have, I want you to come to me and do my eyebrows like that, like The Rock. I mean, I'm serious. You smelling what Kim is cooking? Although I don't cook. The force is with you. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, the force is with you. Y'all have the force. So use it. Dang on it. Oh my gosh. That was driving me crazy. So, yeah, tomorrow night, come with your questions. However, I want it to be specific questions about volume. And when you ask the question, by the way, if you say, well, I'm not going to ask her nothing, then we just won't talk about volume. It's that simple. But when you ask the question, what I want you to do is say, hey, Kim, how much volume do I need to hit this rank? Right? And then I want you to say something. You have to tell me what you have done to find the answer. So if you're on that training tomorrow night, when you ask your question, also tell me how you looked up the answer or where you looked for the answer. Hey, I looked in the purple book, didn't see you there. Looked in the comp plan, it was nowhere in the comp plan. Right? I want you to tell me that. And understand this, I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm not going to give you a fish. I'm going to teach you to fish. I'm going to show you where to find the answer, because you cannot be a leader. Everybody in this company who's making money, they have responsibility for a team, and the more responsibility you take, the more money you make. How are you going to make money? How are you going to lead anybody if you cannot lead yourself? If your business is based on you getting the answer from your sponsor or your sponsor's sponsor, or, no, I love the people that go to like Total Life Changes, and in the middle, the Facebook page, right? And in the middle of like a Facebook Live where everybody is being celebratory, they like, I've been asking about how to get binary qualified and nobody answers me. It's because everybody's already answered you, genius. It was in your welcome email. It was in your purple book. It was in trainings where they'll be like, hey, this training is about binary qualification. You know, the training that you don't show up to? Yeah, that training, right? There's always something going on all of the time. Like, you just got to understand, guys, that entrepreneurship, for some people, they're born entrepreneurs, and then other people they develop into entrepreneurs. If you are not willing to develop into an entrepreneur, meaning that you have some type of spirit of self-sufficiency, some type of get up and go about yourself, some type of, like I literally hear people saying things like, what boo? I don't know what to do. What to do? Where to go? Where y'all getting pictures from? What to do? What to talk about? What group to go in? And it'll literally be like after a training where we literally just talked about that. And if you've ever said that, don't get mad, because that's just my impersonation voice for everything, right? Because it's like, when I started in this profession, I didn't have anybody to tell me those things. But what I did was I looked at my leader and what he posted. Now he was rich. He was making $500,000 a month. Okay, so I couldn't post what he posted, but I had to make it my own. So if he was like took a plane and went to an Italian restaurant and got $1,000 steak today, I was like, got me a McRib, my Organo Gold commission paid for it. I made it do what it do. I had to do it on my level. I had to do it on my level, right? But guess what? With some people I know, they ain't had no home business to buy a McRib, right? Yeah, I had to make the broke remix. Thank you, Victoria. Exactly, right? I might not have been able to charter a jet, paid for my tank of gas, paid for my Nissan Altima gas with my Organo Gold commissions, or whatever it is I do. I had to remix that mug, right? But I didn't call him and say what to post. Man, that's the most basic of the basic of the basic. This is an adult game of follow the leader. If you can't figure out stuff like what to post just by looking at people who have the results, going to their page and posting their thing. I see people who will say things like, yeah, I seen you shout out so-and-so before. What's her page again? What's her page again? So you had a successful person's Instagram account or Facebook account or whatever the case may be, and you didn't bookmark it. You didn't put it somewhere for future reference to say, this is a person I should emulate and model. This is a person I should be looking at too for content. You keep coming back and saying, what's the thing again? You have a team training every night, every day of the week at the same time. And every week you're sitting there waiting for your sponsor to post the reminder. I couldn't get in the Zoom because she didn't put up the login information. What do you mean? The same login information that's been for the past 6 years? That login information? Here you go. But you have to love people to do this profession. You have to be with a smile and be like, no problem. I just sent it to you. I'm having fun, but it's really the truth. And you know what? All this stuff that I'm saying, I'm sure I did it too at some point. But I ain't kept doing it, y'all. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and all the three kings. Help a player out. Angelia said, I so love you, so real. That's the reason why a lot of people hate me, Angelia. Anyway, I think that we are done here. Are we done here? Y'all ready for training tomorrow night? I'm telling you, y'all, it's worth it. But you got to do your part, man. And when you go through this stuff, that is what gives you the confidence. You don't get the confidence from reading or from thinking or from praying. You get the confidence from enacting your faith. You get the confidence from investing in yourself. You get the confidence from being around a group of like-minded individuals. You know what's so funny too? Where my harmony shots. Oh, I caught that shade. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. That, I don't know what happened to Instagram. As soon as I said, I caught that shade, the video went out. She probably think I hung up on her, but I really didn't. Oh, you know what? Has it been an hour? It's been I think see, that's another reason why I don't be on IG. Okay, Facebook will let you fall asleep on Facebook Live. I've done it before. Facebook don't care. They're like, how's her engagement? Keep her on there. You know, Instagram, they highfalutin over there, man. You got to have breasts. You got to have booty. You got to have filters. You got to have, I don't know, but now I'm over here with my real folks, with old folks on Facebook. Yeah, I don't have all that, man. Nothing wrong with boobs and breasts, y'all. Okay, I wish I had that, but it's coronavirus time. I'm not for bra. I'm not in the mood for no bra. And my booty is my business. So, you just hopped on over there. You just hopped on over here, Randy. So what was I gonna say? I think I'm done. It always cracks me up when I name stuff quick, and then 2 hours later. Oh well, I tried. How's the emoji going? The girl. Yeah, that emoji. I think that's it, guys. So, yeah, adults, let's start adulting. And if we claim to be entrepreneurs, let's start entrepreneuring. Right? I know y'all thought I was going to mess that word up. That's all I got. I'm out.